Well, when you're in the music program, you could take music theory, you could take sight sing. Well, not you can take, but if you want to be a music major, you have to take music theory 1 through 4. You have to take sight singing 1 through 4 as well. There's music history 1 through 2. There's your ensemble depending on what your major is, either chorus or like wind ensemble or whatever. Um, and then throughout the course like of your college career, you also take like education courses too, specifically for music ed anyway. For music ed, you can also take like classical like string family um, classes and stuff like that. They help you like teach like how to teach instruments that you don't know how to play. So like there are also courses on that.
I love music. I worked at 2 different radio stations in my life, and I was a music director at the first radio station I worked at. So part of that job was getting all of the CDs and deciding what's good and what's not and what's going to go on the radio. And it's definitely very rewarding. I've done a show at WXIN for several years, and I love being able to share some music that I find in my spare time with people listening on the air and people walking by and people listening in Dawn and all that stuff. So I definitely love the fact that I can sort of introduce people to music through WXIN and through the radio.
I get a lot of people that come up to me and like ask me about like, hey, what song are you playing or something like that, because they like find it really cool. Like yesterday I was doing my show outside and at least like 7 people came up to me like wondering what song I was playing. So yeah, that's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, so I in high school was friends with a lot of bands. So I'm originally from Massachusetts, so I would go to all the local shows in sort of the South Shore area. And then when I moved to Providence, I started going to a lot more shows because Providence has people don't realize this, but Providence has a very active scene, and there are a lot of musicians that I've talked to that are coming from Boston, New York, Pennsylvania, Maine, all these places, and saying, wow, Providence has a really great scene. I think that it's sort of getting harder lately because I think that it's a lot easier to enjoy music without having to leave the comfort of your home. But I definitely think that the scene is more active in Providence than I've seen it in certain other places, and there's definitely a camaraderie to it. You can see the same couple bands doing a couple different shows every month, and it's cool. You get to learn the bands, and you get to go talk to them after because they're accessible, and it's definitely there's a sort of camaraderie about the Providence scene that I really enjoy, and I think it's kind of absent in other areas of the country. So WXIN does this thing every year. We've been doing it since, I believe, the 70s, and it's the original Rhode Island Rock Hunt. Don't let anybody tell you that BRU came up with that, because they did not. They stole that name from us, and it's a battle of the bands type thing. There are 4 nights. There are 4 bands that play each night. Of the first 4 nights, the top 4 bands go to the finals. So that can be a band, it can be 4 bands from night 1, or it can be a band from each night, and that's really, sort of the exciting part about it. They get judged in scores out of 60. All the fans vote, so it's very important for these bands to bring out their friends and family and their fans to vote and give them high scores. We just had our finals at Machines with Magnets in Pawtucket. We had this really, really interesting band called Zoink Zulag and the Galactic Shag. They won. They had a whole alien theme, and it was definitely really cool. Last year we had this sort of hip hop funk band called Toad and the Stooligans that won. So it's definitely a lot of local bands have played the original Rhode Island Rock Hunt, and it's a lot of bands like to come back year after year because the bands that don't win get a chance to come back and play again the next year. So it's definitely been a local institution for a while, and I'm very happy that I get to be part of the team that continues to put this on and make this successful every year.